feel like you always just want to look at plants, but I figured I'd start out this one with me. And this beautiful new pot that I got. I've been trying to get a pot that was shallow and also was color for a long time. And then at one of my favorite garden stores, they had a 50% off sale. So I finally got it. And it's that opportunity to decrease the number of planters that I have. So I'm going to move a lot of my plants, mostly Echeveria and Sedum, into this big, beautiful pot. So that's the project for today. So here's what I'm working with today. I wanted to condense at least 6, 7 or so of the different pots that I had. And you can see I have some Echeveria in the back there, a bunch of leaves. They need to be repotted anyway because the soil isn't high enough for a few of them. But yeah, I wanted to get a lot of things into one pot. So that's what we're gonna do. I unfortunately couldn't get the soil that I usually use. So black gold is the one I like, but we're gonna roll with. Sorry, it's my son there messing up the thing. We're gonna roll with the Miracle-Gro one, which does not have as much perlite as it needs. We're gonna throw some perlite in there. So as usual with my pots, I start out with a square of drywall tape. So that way, turn off the grass. So that way wherever I put it, it doesn't leak soil. Time to move these plants. Going to start with my black Echeveria. Got this a while back. It is very goofy looking. Actually didn't really even have rosettes on the tops of the plants. It just had leaves going over the tops. And then it got mealybugs, and then some of it died back, and then it got mealybugs again, which is why it was by itself. But it is now a healthy plant, growing lots of babies, and I want to move it over. So I'm going to put in another one of my Black Prince Echeveria. This one I had to get out of this pot anyway. It was potted too low. So I just need to carefully get underneath it and not mess up any of the leaves. This one's really pretty, but needed to get out of there. So I can hang out with its other buddy in here. I guess I'll put them toward the back or around the side because I have another similar one that I wanted to get in there also. But again, this pot will be a number of Echeveria, a couple of Sedum, and maybe a few other random plants that I have. All great for direct sun, which is where I plan to put it in the yard in a spot where it gets good morning and early afternoon sun. Because if it doesn't get good sun, they stretch out. So I want to make sure that they're good. All right, so keep it moving. We are going to take now, this is, I think it's a Black Knight Echeveria. So you can see that the leaves are a little bit thinner. So I'm pretty sure it's a Black Knight and not a Black Prince. This one needed to get into more light. You can see that the leaves on the bottom are pointed downward. So it's actually kind of awkward to even put in here. But yeah, needs more sunlight. So that way the leaves can pick themselves up. Hopefully I don't break too many getting it in here. But I have my darker Echeveria here along the side. And then we can go for some more colorful, bright ones next. All right, so we have this one, which I think is a Graptoveria. This one was a cutting that I had in a more shaded area, which is why you can see it was stretched out while it was getting roots, but now it has enough roots to be planted on its own. And I'm going to grab a couple more of the cuttings that I had. This one is another Echeveria topsy-turvy. Kind of ugly looking, but I'm going to put it in here. and hope that it gets better looking. And let's see, what are we going to go with next? Let's grab what's in this pot back here. Oh, another one, which I was waiting for it to root. There we go. This one I think is an opalina, actually. And that one's got some good roots on it now. Pretty long stem, so it's nice to kind of put in the middle there. And that one will get good color in the direct sunlight also. And another Echeveria blue one. Another Echeveria. So really this is a mostly Echeveria bowl. This one is purple. I just got this one, and it has some little babies growing around the side. Just gonna clean it off a little bit before we get that in there. All right, so nice purple. So we'll put it on the side of this blue one here. It's my son yelling for me. But that one will look really nice. And I'm trying to space them out a little bit. I know a lot of times people make arrangements and really cram them in there. I could do that. It does look really nice. Get another Echeveria here. This one's got a nice baby along the side also. But I want to give them space to grow, and I'd like them to be able to stay in here for a while. So I don't want to crowd them too closely. Most of these will also, shoot babies off the side. So I want to allow some room for that. And I can also throw in, I already threw in one of the black Echeveria leaves that had a little baby on it. So we need some space for that. This was actually one of the plants that I got on clearance, and it was really stretched out when I got it. So you could see I chopped off the top, and it grew just in a couple months. This really great baby, and it's got some babies along the side there, also in places that I trimmed. So that one grew way better than I expected it to. And I thought that was just gonna, be the ugly stems, and it turned into a kind of pretty plant. So I'm gonna put that in the middle there, but I'm gonna make it so that way you can see, the prettiest side of it, and try to keep those stems hidden a little bit. I feel like this is filling out pretty nicely right now. I want to get a little bit more soil in there so I can tuck them in. Make sure it looks good. So we'll just fill that up. So I did take the entire bag of the cactus mix and then about 3/4 of the bag of perlite, and that should be pretty good. I could have added some drainage rocks to the bottom, but I figured the hole was big enough on the bottom and there was enough perlite that it would be okay. And we're just adding in a few more here. This one is a copper tone sedum. It's another cutting that I made pretty recently, which is the case for most of these ones, which is why they were in these pots on my patio, because they were cuttings from my garden that I just moved inside to root. And now they're going back outside. And I think I wanted to add in some hanging plants here. So this one is actually purslane, which is a succulent. It might also be a weed, but I do like the way that it looks. It has these really cute white flowers, and it does root really quickly, but even if it doesn't have roots yet, like from these cuttings that I've made, it will still flower. So I like having it in with some of the succulents because they don't flower that often. So it's nice to have something that does flower relatively often. So get a little bit of that, and then I'll probably put a few more pieces at the back. And then I need to add a few more to this section in the middle. I have another Echeveria here that I want to get in. Also another one that I saved. Didn't look too great, but I think it's starting to look all right. So we'll get that one in there. And then a few more to kind of fill out that middle. Added a few more purple ones in there. And this is the finished product. Hope you like it.
Subscribe to learn more with us.